Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Selectmen's meeting of January 19th, 2012. First item on the agenda is a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, approval of the agenda.
I make a motion we approve the agenda as written.
Second. All in favor? Approval of the minutes for the last meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes of the last meeting as written.
Second. All in favor? Old business, we have no old business. New business, we're going into a public hearing for zoning changes to add a building code to the town of Acton zoning. Does anybody wish to speak on the zoning changes or on the warrant article that we're proposing to sign tonight? Having none, if you want to read it.
I sure do. Okay. Town of Acton, Maine, special open town meeting warrant Tuesday, February 7th, 2012. To Robert Anderson, a constable of the town of Acton in the county of York, state of Maine. Greetings. In the name of the state of Maine, you are hereby required to notify and warn the inhabitants of said town of Acton in said county and state, qualified to vote in town affairs, to gather at the Acton Town Hall at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, February 7th, 2012, to act on the following articles. Article 1, to choose a moderator by written ballot to preside at said meeting. Article 2, shall the following amendments to the town zoning ordinance be enacted? 6.2.7a. All new one or two dwelling family dwellings, their accessory buildings, renovations or additions on existing structures shall be built in compliance with the 2009 International Residential Code as adopted by the state of Maine, including all amendments. 6.2.7b. All new multifamily dwellings, commercial structures, their accessory buildings, and any renovations or additions on existing structures shall be built in compliance with the 2009 International Building Code as adopted by the state of Maine, including all amendments. Article 3. Shall the following amendments to the town's zoning ordinance be enacted? 6.2.7c. All applicable construction shall meet the 2009 International Energy Conservation the design and construction of all buildings for the effective use of energy as adopted by the state of Maine, including all amendments. Copies of the full text of this ordinance and the above referenced building codes are available for viewing at the town clerk's office during regular scheduled business hours or online at www.actonmaine.org. That is the entirety of the warrant. When you go to our website, you will see very clearly not only color illustrations of the code books that are being referenced, but links to be able to read everything that is pertinent within those code books. Our code enforcement officer and our town clerk spent a lot of time working together to make that happen, so please take advantage of that.
Okay, motion to come out of the public hearing?
Make a motion we leave our public hearing.
Second. All in favor?
I would also make a motion that we sign the warrant as read.
Second. All in favor?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ted, we skipped a section because I jumped the gun.
Okay.
Want to steer us back? Shall we make a motion? I'd like to make a motion that we recommend to approve the article as written for Article 2.
I second. All in favor?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the article as written for Article 3.
Second. All in favor?
And now I would like to make a motion that we sign. Yes, sir?
Where is town meeting being held?
The town meeting is being held at the Acton Town Hall.
Okay.
Thank you for highlighting that.
That wasn't the way it started out.
We had, when we started the process, we were going to have it at the Acton School, but we found out later that the Acton School already had sports that were throughout these months already scheduled for Tuesdays, and so we decided to have the public hearing here instead.
I mean, trade as long as no more than 98 people show up.
Right.
And having been at 3 meetings that this has been discussed, I doubt if you're going to have 98 people.
Okay, so we'll sign the warrant.
Okay.
So we have to sign on that?
I believe so.
Thank you, ma'am. Got everything you need? Okay, we don't need these?
Oh, we do need
Yeah, you
later.
don't need.
Oh, that's a Board of Assessment review, okay. All right. Next item is waiver of fees.
Sorry. I thought that was you.
Yeah, I did too. Next item is waiver of fees for town hall use. We have changed the town hall use policy, and we are charging fees for the use, but we are discussing giving a waiver to the boat safety classes, the Girl Scouts, the Owls, the Lions Club, the Soil and Water Conservation, Acton Wakefield Watershed Alliance.
Those people at this time have asked for the use of the hall, so that's why I've asked for the waivers for all of those.
Yeah, and we had said in the policy that we were going to waive anybody that was a nonprofit that had been using it ongoing.
Okay, so do you want to do this by motion?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we waive the fees for the use of the town hall for the aforementioned clubs and groups.
Second, all in favor? All right. Amend the town hall use policy.
Okay,
Oh, that's
just a
appointments.
couple small little changes to the policy. Do you want me to read the whole thing, or do you want me to just?
Just the changes, because we just read the whole thing a couple weeks ago.
Yep. I believe that the changes only include, instead of saying this contract, it now says this usage agreement. In the first sentence, details the terms and conditions for non-official use of the town hall and its facilities. Also changing the words to clean the kitchen floors, stove, countertops, and used kitchenware. And, oh, there was
The
one
appendix.
The
more.
other one was
The
where it
appendix.
said exhibit.
Exhibit.
The
Right,
kitchen rules, and we've already included the kitchen
Right.
rules as part of the policy.
right. So we've removed the Exhibit A because we've simply included it as part of the policy. Okay. Make a motion that we sign the amended town hall use policy.
Second, all in favor? Okay, the next item is the first reading of the appointment policy and the dishonored check policy.
Town of Acton, Maine, appointment, reappointment policy. Policy. It is the responsibility of the Board of Selectmen to appoint the best qualified people to the various boards, committees, and municipal positions. This policy applies to both paid and volunteer positions. A, appointment. Appointments are typically for 1, 2, or 3 years and will be staggered. Residents will be notified of vacancies for paid and volunteered positions via the town's website, APAT, Acton Public Access Television, and the Town Hall Bulletin Board. Notification of vacancies for paid positions is also required to be advertised in newspapers. B, reappointment. An appointment to any board or committee does not guarantee a person will automatically be reappointed at the end of his or her term. Reappointments to paid positions are based on satisfactory performance review and other criteria deemed necessary by the Board of Selectmen. When a vacancy occurs on a volunteer board or committee, consideration will be given to promoting an alternate member to a voting position. Professional experience will also be a major consideration in the reappointment process. C, removal. Except for emergency or excused absence by the chairman, failure to attend 3 meetings within a fiscal year will be reason for removal from a volunteer board or committee. Removal from a paid position is governed by the Acton Personnel Policy and the Department of Labor laws. A board or committee member may be removed by a majority vote of the Board of Selectmen, but only after receiving a written notice of the removal and cause. Town of Acton, Maine dishonored checks policy. All checks payable to the Town of Acton are processed on the day received. Checks returned from a bank unpaid, dishonored, will be subject to fees in accordance with Maine laws. The following describes follow-up actions to be taken by the town. All returned checks are referred to the treasurer for collection. A notice of dishonor, seen as Exhibit A, will be sent via certified return receipt mail. Payment is required within 5 days of receipt of the notice. The town will charge a return check fee plus mailing costs for each returned check. If payment has not been received within the time specified in the notice, the matter will be reported to the county sheriff's office. All information pertaining to collection will be kept together for future use in legal proceedings. Payments to cover a dishonored check, including fees, will be accepted only in cash, money order, or cashier's check. partial payment will not be accepted. A receipt will be issued by the town with the time and date that full payment, including fees, is received. If payment is not received within 5 days of the notice, the following additional actions will be taken as applicable. Motor vehicle registration. The town may notify the Bureau of Motor Vehicles to cancel the registration. For tax payments, in the case of property, real estate, supplemental, or special tax, liens may be attached to the property. The taxes will not be considered paid until full payment has been made. No partial payments will be accepted. A lien will not be released until the check is cleared. Recreational licenses or registrations. The proper state offices will be notified and the license or registration will be canceled. For matters forwarded to the sheriff's office, restitution for a check will not be accepted without the town first contacting the sheriff's office. A do not accept checks list will be maintained, naming persons who have given dishonored checks to the town. Future payments from these persons or entities will only be accepted in cash, cashier's check, or money order.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, item 5, abatements and supplements. Do the supplements and do a motion and then go into the...
Sure.
Okay. To Jennifer Rue, tax collector, this is a commitment to you for the collection of the following supplemental real or personal property taxes. Name Andrea Roberts, assessed property description 252-009-001, assessment land 24-9, building value 1,000, tax rate 1095, real estate tax 283.61. To Jennifer Rue, tax collector, this is a commitment to you for the collection of the following supplemental real or personal property taxes to Karen Carboni, property description 128-001, assessment of land 1,004,
104,000.
No, it's, the comments 1,000.
The taxes are this,
Oh, okay.
104,000.
Okay, 104,000. Real estate tax, tax rate 1095, real estate tax $1,148.66. We have to fix this before we can sign it, right?
I would agree.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to make a motion to sign, though, and agree to that in a meeting, and then we'll sign it the second
Okay.
copy in the office?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we sign and submit to Jennifer the supplemental tax bills to Andrea Roberts and Karen Carboni.
Second, all in favor? Just they changed that number to the proper numbers. Okay. We only have 2?
There looks to be many more than 2 on our agenda.
No, it should be 3.
What are all of these other ones listed on the agenda, Lorraine? There are,
Oh, she's got those there.
Yeah, it should be.
oh, so these are the denials?
Yeah, these are denials.
Also,
Bro, and Godolpho. Okay, yeah, these are the denials. We can do these next.
Okay.
Okay, to Michael and Michelle, Bro. Reason for,
We have the yellow sheet, maybe?
no, the yellow sheet's the other people. Do you have a yellow sheet for this one?
I've got these sheets.
Okay.
No, there's no yellow sheet on that one. He just filed on that. Here's the yellow one here for Sumner. Is that Sumner?
Sumner, yeah. No, I need Bro.
Here is your letters.
Okay.
If you take each one, the top letter tells the reason for the,
Yeah, these are the abatements. This is a
Denial.
denial,
Yeah.
but it doesn't say why it's
oh, it
denied.
tells why on your letters.
Oh, there'll be a letter in here for that?
But right on top of each one,
No, this is all I got for the
That's what you
denial.
have to sign. You've got 3 to sign.
Okay, so now I gotta go through all these,
Now, you've got 3 letters to read, if you're gonna read the top letter.
okay.
Before we start, though, we are missing the summer.
Yeah, we're missing the Sumners.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Right
Maybe
there.
it's right there. The yellow
This-
sheet right
That
there.
yellow
Is
one.
that summer? Jason Summer?
Yeah. Okay, so you got that. All righty. Dear Jason and Lori Sumner, the town of Acton has reviewed the 2011-2012 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have denied your abatement request for Acton map and lot 227-011. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. To Matthew T. Gandolfo, the town of Acton has reviewed the 2011-2012 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have denied your abatement request for Acton map and lot 144-014. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal at the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001.
And there should be one more denial, too.
There's another one underneath.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, there's Bro. Michael and Michelle Bro, the town of Acton has reviewed the 2011-2012 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have denied your abatement request for Acton map and lot 211-009. Please, if you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001.
All right, I make a motion that we deny the abatement requests for Michael and Michelle Bro, Matthew Gandolfo, and Jason and Lori Sumner.
Second, all in favor? Okay, and that's the abatements. Thank you. Okay, abatements. Dear Mark Drenner, the town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 102-015. The reasons for the abatement are: the building was inspected and the grade and story height were adjusted. The revised valuation and tax and the original valuation and tax are displayed in the table below. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $38,283 in valuation and $419.20 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Albert and Rosemary Hagan. Dear Albert and Rosemary Hagan, the town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on an Acton map and lot 105-021. The reason for the abatement are: the land value was adjusted to reflect site improvement at grade 3. The revised valuation and tax and the original valuation and tax are displayed in the table below. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $12,000 in valuation and $131.40 in tax dollars on real estate. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. It'd be David Smith, not, he's the trustee, so it'd be David Smith, not David Trustee, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. David Smith. Dear David Smith, the Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on an Acton map and lot 103-020. The reasons for the abatement are the land valuation was adjusted to reflect the parcel's limitations based on the location of a fire hydrant located on the property. The revised valuation and tax and the original valuation and tax are displayed in the table below. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $13,044 in valuation and $142.83 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Is this Wisher?
I would say Witcher.
Witcher?
Yep.
Henry and Florence Witcher. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 114-023. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $30,754 in valuation and $336.76 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Daniel and Janice Whitney. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted abatement on Acton map and lot 115-012. The reasons for the abatement are, the building was inspected and the grade was adjusted. The revised valuation and tax and the original valuation and tax are displayed on the table below. If you are let's see, we, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $160,642 in valuation and $1,759.03 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Elwin and Ann Swicker. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessment value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 119-032. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $60,000 in valuation and $657 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. John and Muriel Burley. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of the Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 132-002. The reason for the abatement are the land valuation was adjusted to reflect .23 acres and 100 feet of frontage. The revised valuation and tax and the original valuation tax are displayed in the table below. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $64,968 in valuation and $711.40 in tax dollars on real estate. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Thomas and Kathleen McGurty. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 126-010. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $79,523 in valuation and $870.78 in tax dollars on real estate. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Michael and Patricia, Peterson. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 136-029-002. The reasons for the abatement are: the land value was adjusted to reflect the value as if combined with the abutting parcel. This parcel is unbuildable. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $29,125 in valuation and $318.92 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Thomas Jordan. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 233-010. The reason for the abatement are: the building was adjusted for functional obsolescence and non-basement area. The revised valuation tax and the original valuation of tax are displayed in the table below. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $13,080 in valuation and $143.23 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Blue Spruce Realty Trust. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 236-006. The reason for the abatement are: the building was adjusted for grade and non-basement area. The revised valuation and tax and the original valuation and tax are displayed in the table below. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $10,201 in valuation and $111.70 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001. Should be two more. Arthur Roberts. The Town of Acton has reviewed the 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 252-009. The reasons for the abatement are: the 10 acres and mobile home were removed and will be supplemented to the correct owner. Okay, didn't make sense to me for a minute. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $8,445 in valuation and $92.47 in tax dollars on real estate. I was wondering how they removed
10 acres.
Yeah. Peter and Sandra Baldry. The Town of Acton has reviewed 2011 assessed value of your Acton property. As a result of our review, we have granted an abatement on Acton map and lot 254-008. The reason for the abatements are: the valuation was adjusted to reflect the value as if combined with an abutting parcel. The properties will be assessed as one for next year. We, the Acton Board of Assessors, have approved a tax abatement for $46,100 in valuation and $504.80 in tax dollars. If you are dissatisfied with our decision and wish to appeal, you have 60 days to appeal to the Acton Board of Assessment Review, P.O. Box 540, Acton, Maine, 04001.
The only one I'd like to hold off on, please, is the abatement request for map and lot 136-029-002. Believe that we were just discussing this parcel on Tuesday, and that it is no longer belongs to this owner, and that it actually was proven to be buildable, as there is now a house up on it. And as the abatement was based on the lot being unbuildable, I would like to look into that, just to make sure.
What's that?
The abatement was based on the lot being unbuildable, but if it is the lot that I think it is, there is currently a house being built on it. So I don't think we should be awarding an abatement because the value was lowered for being an unbuildable
What
lot.
lot is it?
Michael and Patricia Peterson?
No, they split. Peterson and Roger Roy, he had bought from Roger, and then but the one that is sold is Roger Roy's property, not Peterson's.
But can we just confirm that this particular second adjacent lot isn't that lot? Because the abatement was filed in October, which was,
can.
okay, let's confirm that and then we'll bring it back. Okay.
He has said, and this is, I think he said about being combined, he's asked that it be combined with his other lot.
So he had 3 lots total?
He's got the lot that he bought where the house is, and then he had bought a piece of land from Roger Roy. They made an exchange. He gave part of the land back to Roger Roy. Roger Roy gave him more land up here,
Okay.
but it goes down here, down to the swamp. This is the parcel that is unbuildable. And so what we're going to do is combine it with this one right over here.
Next year, but we're giving an
Yes.
abatement for this year.
Have to give an abatement for this year.
Okay. But we're going to be meeting next week anyway, so we
Right, so
can hold it off.
hold it off. I just
And
wanted to-
Roger Roy has paid the taxes on the other part.
I just wanted to, because where we had just discussed it with Ken on Tuesday, I just wanted to confirm that it just seemed too close.
Yeah, it's not the same one.
Okay. Then I will make a motion that we sign the abatements for Mr. Drina, Mr. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Witcher, Mr. and Mrs. Whitney, Ms. C, Mr. and Mrs. Hagan, Mr. and Mrs. Swicker, Mr. and Mrs. McGurty, Mr. and Mrs. Burley, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Jordan, Bruce Realty, Mr. Roberts, and Mr. and Mrs. Baldry.
Second. All in favor? Okay, which is the one that we're not doing, so I don't sign it in here?
Peterson.
Peterson. Okay.
Wayne, these don't have the yellow sheets.
What's that?
Those ones don't have the yellow sheets. For some reason, they just aren't in there.
The yellow sheet will go back with them.
Right. So, trying to get these set up for your left-handedness. And I just like to do that.
He is, Dennis is all caught up until I gave him just one this past week. And then I've had one more come in since then.
And when does the time limit? When does the,
February 29th.
okay, so we still have
something like
a
that.
chance for more to come in.
So they've got another month too, because those that were denied, there were 3 denied, have the right to appeal.
Right.
And what is it, 6 months from when we committed taxes? Okay.
They have 185 days from the date of commitment to appeal to the selectmen for an abatement.
Okay.
Then if the abatement's denied, they still have I think it's a 60-day period. to
Right, yeah.
Appeal to the Board of Assessment Review.
But O'Donnell's has been doing a great job on keeping up on all these and getting them to us.
We do have a meeting scheduled for the 25th for the Board of Assessment Review.
Right.
There are 2 cases that are going before them.
A committee that we are still looking for an alternate member on.
Yep.
Take the opportunity to
We
plug
have
that.
one more. We have one more to
Yes.
fill. But I wanted to make sure that we had a couple, because if one can't come, and I did, when I sent the notices out, I asked them specifically if they couldn't be there, to make sure to let me know ahead of time, so we can get the alternates to come.
Well, it might be nice for the alternates that are new to it to come anyway, just to see how the process works.
But neither of them are new to it, right?
What's that?
Our two new people, they've both done it before.
I'm sure they know how it works.
Okay, so you're saying there was two of those that we're gonna have to sign yellow sheets later, right?
There, yeah, three, actually, I think
Three,
we passed
okay.
her.
The three that we gave you, we'll have to find the yellow sheets and we'll sign them later. All right, item 6, appointment of alternate members to the Board of Assessment Review. Thankfully, Tom Gore and Nancy Roma have come forward to be alternate members on the Board of Assessment Review. As you heard Lorraine's just saying, we have a hearing coming up on two people that have come forward after getting their abatements denied. And with this batch tonight, there might be some more coming forward, and we only had the 3 board members, so if one of them couldn't come, then we couldn't have the hearing. So with these 2 alternates now, we'll be able to have hearings for every one of these issues that come forward to us.
Make a motion that we appoint Nancy Ruma and Robert Gore to the Board of Assessment Review.
Second, all in favor?
And the rain here are our first reading copies.
That's the first reading of the 2 policies. All right. Sign the memorandum of understanding. This is a memorandum of understanding for incident support for large incidents. The town of Acton can go 2 different ways in order to receive federal funding for large incidents. A large incident would be a tractor trailer came through town in 109, had toxic material, tipped over and spilled all over the road. We either have to have firefighters trained, which would be a great expense, and take on the responsibility, or we can sign a memorandum of understanding with York County Emergency Management, and they would send in their team. They would be in control. They would be the ones that would talk to the press, do the cleanup, and we would only be billed for the incident if it were to happen. There was actually no charge to be part of this, but they will be there by us signing this memorandum of understanding. They will be there for us when we need them.
Does the motion?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we sign the memorandum of understanding.
Second, all in favor? Today's the 19th.
I did get a notice
You want to sign too?
last week saying that they had approved, not the amount, but whatever we submitted for the other stone.
Excellent.
Oh,
For
good.
Irene?
Yeah.
Already?
Irene,
Already?
they will send a portion of it.
That's great.
No,
That's from FEMA.
it was the approval that they had approved it.
Wonderful.
And that's from FEMA?
Yeah.
All
And that
right.
will go into our brand-new handy-dandy FEMA reimbursement account to be used to pay for the road crews and so forth for the next natural incident, so it doesn't have to come out of regular...
Out of their regular budgets, yeah. That'd be good.
I don't know, I haven't checked the actual figures. They mentioned in the letter that they couldn't pay the fire department because they're volunteers, even though we have a motion
Yeah.
to pay them.
Right.
I have to ask Ed to look into that
So-
and see what's going on as the EMA director.
Okay, other business. You folks have anything you want to come up with? Mr. Poyet.
Paul Poyant. The Acton school budget season is hard upon us. And I'd like to remind the taxpayers of the town that they may find it a useful exercise to be involved in the development or the formation of the school budget to the tune of $5 million. Being involved in the early processes and seeing the minutia really helps when you're faced at the town meeting with these very large numbers and where they came from. So if anyone is planning on being a dissatisfied taxpayer, I invite you to participate earlier and express your dissatisfaction in a productive way. To that end, the first budget workshop is this coming Tuesday, January 24th, 6 p.m. at the Acton School, and typically that is at the library. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Great, Paul.
Also, to let you know, if you are interested in attending these meetings, the tentative schedule is on the Acton School website. They've got about 6 meetings scheduled so far, so if you want to see any of the process where the different departments in the school come forward to the school board to present what they're asking for, that's the time to have, a lot of questions about how that $5 million budget is formed, and they are all open meetings. Announcements. We still need some volunteers for the cable committee and 1 alternate member of the Board of Assessment Review, because we had 2 people come forward tonight to join that, so we're down from 3, needing 3 down to 1. So if anybody's interested in helping us out, either on the cable committee or on the Board of Assessment Review. Board of Assessment Review is a little busy right now because we just did the reevaluation, but normally it might be 1 in 2 or 3 years, 1 meeting in 2 or 3 years, but we do have to have those people there. It's because we reevaluated everybody's property, we got a lot more requests for abatements because of the changes that took effect. So we would love to have some people come out and give us a hand with those 2 departments, and all you have to do is come in and let Lorraine know of your interest, and we will appoint you to the board. You got anything?
I do. A couple of things. One, also a reminder, not only is it school budget season, but it is also going to be very quickly upon the town budget season. A reminder that anyone interested in having an item added to the warrant as written by our board needs to come to one of our regularly scheduled meetings and let us know about that. Next week really is the last week that we want to have you here. So we've been letting the different boards know, and we've mentioned it before in these meetings. So next Thursday, January, what is that, 26th? 26th.
26th.
If you have something that you are itching to see on the town warrant and you don't wish to do so through the petition process, please come to our meeting next week and let us know what that is. On a lighter note, February 1st, at 9:30 a.m. will be the first of what I hope will be at least once a month gathering of the 2-year-old to 5-year-old crowd meeting in the fitness center aerobics room for a half an hour of tumbling and bumbling and meeting your future school chums and peer group kids. It is not a drop-off event. Parents are expected to stay with their child. At 10 o'clock we will adjourn to the library, where Mary Waterhouse, our librarian, will hold a story hour and craft time for 20 minutes to a half an hour, also not a drop-off event. So if you have a child or care for a child, that is, really it's being geared for ages 2 to 5, but I know of one woman who will be bringing a couple of younger children. We would welcome that, of course, as well. And you'd like to come join us February 1st at 9:30 a.m. in the fitness center, and we'll see how it goes. I will be leading the Tumble Bumble time, and with my new 2-year-old, and I am hoping that there will be lots of little ones there to greet and meet.
Great.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second. All in favor? Thank you, everybody.